Everybody want to be bodybuilder, but nobody wants these heavy ass weights.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 103 of Buckets of Duckets. I am your co-host, Chase Myers. I get together out here in Seattle through Zoom every so often with my best friend, hilarious comedian. He's down in Louisiana. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Josh Watts.
Good evening, shitheads. Look at that right there. Boom! I've been cutting for about a month and biceps are razor sharp. As sharp as the wit of this podcast. This is episode 103. That is 51 and a half doubled. That's how good we are. We are almost Horace Grant number good. That's how close we are. Goddamn,
You've been really the double thing is that's really been that's helped you when you've got to these higher numbers.
Chase, I'll be honest with you, my math knowledge might not be something that I should bring up on a podcast, but I started already.
To believe that. You've been doing it for a decade on this podcast.
I know it.
2 different iterations of this podcast.
And it was a mistake both times, honestly. I'm telling you, I should not have ever said it.
You're just too far deep is really all it is. You can't stop. Podcast people, what's up? Thanks for listening on whatever device platform you may be listening on. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, tell a friend. YouTube people, smash that like button and comment and share. Woo!
Put it on TikTok, you fucks.
Put it on TikTok. We don't know where to find it. We don't know where the TikTok is. Oh, bro. So, I work at TikTok. You know how?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
about that. I didn't mean to disparage your company.
Well, I work at a company that works inside the TikTok office, right? And so I do their catering. For those of you that don't know, it's like my little part-time pick up some cash job. And and
these rich motherfuckers. If anybody's ever wanted to make you eat the rich, it's listen to Chase talk about feeding these Twitter fucks or TikTok.
It's so
fucks.
funny, bro. They get I mean, if you guys don't remember it's probably like 10 episodes ago I mentioned it. They get 4 different restaurants every day for lunch. They like pick their meals and stuff. And so my job is like I get there, the restaurants deliver it. I go, cool. I stick my pinky in it, rub it on my gums, go, this is pure. And I bring it upstairs. I put it on a table, and then they come up to me and they go, number 37. And I look, and whatever number 37 is, and I hand it to them, and I'm done in like a couple hours, right? It's a pretty sweet gig. But it's all the software engineers and developers and stuff that work at TikTok, right?
The key word, soft.
Always. Always out there. And so, all right, so nothing really exciting happens. It's like the same thing every day. It's just like an easy job. I'm out in a few hours, And, but, all right, so something exciting actually happened a few weeks ago. I cannot believe this, bro. All right, so somebody got fired, right? And so all their access to the building is gone. The whole thing, don't come back here. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they got fired.
They just fucking build it anymore, bro.
I just know they're not welcomed at TikTok anymore, right? And so bring that shit to Facebook, bro. All right, so they fucking sent his ass to Facebook, but they still sent him emails every day of like, this is like lunch, like this is like pick your lunch or whatever. And so this dude would pick his lunch still, and so he'd have a meal, right? And what he was doing was he would just go in whenever a bunch of people went in, because you got to like scan a badge to get in. He would just walk in with like a big group of people. And for like a week, he was just getting free meals at the job, which like, I guess.
I'm not mad at him, honestly. You're a hero.
But then it became ridiculous. Well, it's already ridiculous, but there was this cartoony thing now where they started to realize it. And so people were coming up and like there's different floors. I'm on the 11th floor.
Yeah, this sounds like an episode of Friends or something.
Yeah. And so they came up to me and they're like, hey, have you noticed that this person has been like still getting a meal or whatever? And I was like, I don't know who that is, bro. Like, yeah, I don't think I've seen him here. It turns out
I know all these fucks by name.
Right, yeah. I know some of their names because I'm there every day and stuff, but I don't, yeah, I definitely don't know. He's
35 to me. I don't know you fucks.
Right, exactly. Oh, you mean 72? And so... By the way, that is funny. Sometimes, like, they'll get their meal and then they walk off before they grab, like, their, like, side or something. And I'd be like, 19, grab 19, come back here. And so they had this whole scheme. They found out that he gets lunch on the 12th floor. That's where he's going to go and get lunch. And so they had this whole scheme where they had, like, you know, we're, like, in, like, their, like, little common area kitchen type thing where everybody eats lunch. And they had, like... like the office food coordinator was like sitting in the corner, and somebody else high up, like a sting. Yeah, it was a sting, dude. It was a straight up sting operation. And they were like, all right, today he's number 81. So whenever he comes in, give him the meal and look at us, right? Dude, I would have gave anything to been on this floor that day. I'm so upset I didn't have anything to do with this. But yeah, literally, like, he came up, got his meal, and then I guess they gave some signal to security or whoever, and he turned around, they're like, gotcha, bitch, and fucking escorted his ass out of the building.
But did he get to keep the food?
I don't know if he got to keep the food. I feel like he didn't. I feel like they took... I feel like they took that away from him, but I don't know that for sure.
I'm gonna be honest with you, that man still won. He got like a week.
He got like a week worth of free
food. And they
food.
caught him, and all they did was be like, "You got to leave.
You got to leave." Like,
I win.
Yeah.
God damn. That sounds like that does sound like a sitcom episode or something.
Yeah, dude. I wish with everything in me that I could have been a part of that. It's like the one cool thing that happened here. Like, dude, I was so bored. Like, when I get home from work, Linda's like, "What? How was work today?" I'm like, "You know, it's fine. I put food on the table, and then they came, got the food, and I went home." So
they ate it.
They ate it, and you know, so anyway, what are we eating?
Gratifying.
It feels good to give back, you know. It's just when you know your work is important, and I'm keeping these coders from leaving the office ever because they don't have to go anywhere. Like, that's why they do it, by the way. It's so they don't leave.
And everybody
ever. Yeah.
Well, everybody knows it's a common known thing that computer programmers get like too much exercise, so it's wise that they don't have to get up for the one thing that they usually move their bodies for. I think that's good.
Just
cut that out.
No, lunch and dinner, bro. Lunch. I only work lunch, but they get a dinner, and yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
So the only mobility they do is to get to the office in the morning and leave at night.
Yeah, and then to walk from their desk to wherever I'm at with their meal, and then walk back to their desk and eat it or whatever.
Do you ever see them making TikToks?
No, I have a feeling they actually hate it. I'm sure they actually hate it. Yeah, but I never see them make TikToks. I will see every now and then they'll like be having like a little meeting in like the common lobby area, and I'll overhear some nerd shit about
codes
about
or
landing
or something.
About landing pages or something. I don't know what's going on, but
so the back of the room you go gay.
Yeah, just boom.
Jesus. I got an email from TikTok the other day, and I got so fucking freaked out because like why did I get an email? Why do they have my email? But it's because the North Shore Comedy had signed up, like the people that do the ads for us signed up so we could do ads on TikTok or whatever. Anyway,
I still don't have TikTok. I work in the building every day. I still don't have TikTok. I don't even know this. I'm in show business. I was always like, hey, dude, you don't want to be that comic that lets technology get past them and you sound like an old man or whatever. And then now I'm like, bro, fuck that. I'm not signing up for every new social media. I've now seen it so long to where I know it'll all just be a fad. Like nobody gives a fuck what you post on Twitter or X or whatever.
Or
nobody
Vine
gives a shit what you do on Instagram or Vine. Or fill in the blank of whatever has like been a thing. It all has a moment, and you're like, man, you should have been there for the moment, and then it's over, right? Then it doesn't matter. Then it's just like, yeah.
So hold on. I want to make sure we get this on record. This is Chase Myers internationally touring comedians saying that you and I want to be clear. You're saying that you've never gotten a booking based off of a funny Facebook post? That's what you're trying to tell me right now?
Dude. I swear to God. It's the craziest thing, but I just...
You can lie to them, Chase. You can lie to them. Don't lie to me.
I just go places, and I be funny at those places. I'm professional, and they continue to have me back out, and I'm nice to other comedians, and and that
like
seems
any
to
of
work
this.
out. And my calendar stays full, and I have to file taxes every year about how funny I am because of just going and being funny at the comedy show. I know it's like the last place you'd think that you would that's important is at the actual comedy show, but that I've learned that is actually where comedy happens. Is at the comedy show.
You're finding that out here. Buckets of Duckets. You're finding that out here first. I know. Of all.
We do and look, if those of you who are at home being smart, being like, oh, that's real interesting hearing them say that from a podcast, we were early to this, okay? Yeah. We were early to the podcast.
2014 or something.
We did. We really did. It's not available anymore, but me and Josh were early to the podcast, so this doesn't fit in that same category, and podcasting is still... So we got our foothold in here, but I'm not expanding out to whatever the next thing is.
We
added video during the pandemic. We added video, and we're not even updating what video service we use. We just hate this one. It gives us 40 minutes.
Fucks us every
and you know
chance
what?
they get.
Fuck it, I guess we just like it. I guess we're just stubborn old men who aren't changing. But
I don't know, Chase, if these nerds realize that you flex so fucking hard on them. Like you Lex Luger flexed on them in the middle of that rant, and I don't even know if they know it. Did y'all hear Chase say that he has to file taxes about how funny he is? God damn, y'all dropping drink tickets out of your wallet, and Chase is talking about W-2s. Get the fuck out of here.
It's true, bro. There's levels to this, bro.
God damn.
Levels to this.
Speaking of levels, Chase, I'm going to take you to one of the bottom levels. This might be one of the lowest points in my entire comedy career. These guys, Michael, Corey, and Drew Gotro have a podcast in Lafayette. I'm not giving them free promotion here. No,
I think I've seen it's like the 5 or something like that.
The first 5.
First 5.
The first 5. And they interview comics and they talk. You know, I wanted to be on it. But it's hard with kids for me to take a 4-hour round trip to Lafayette to record a podcast for free. It's hard to do.
Oh, and they do it in person. They don't.
Yeah. Now it's Zoom. Video. They have like a nice studio set up. Like I'm already jealous of their setup, and we've been doing this literally a decade now. And they have a fantastic setup. And whatever. But I've been wanting to do a podcast.
Look, I'm going to say this as a generalized. Best of luck to them and everything. But what I've learned is the people that go out and buy the equipment first. It never goes. I hope for them that it lasts forever, but I just know every person that goes and gets the equipment first, and that's like their big stress of looking. It's not going to work
out. There's some local comedy drama, and Tyler Arsenault, one of my favorite people, went on that podcast, and he spent so much time dropping just great knowledge about building an act, because nobody ever talks about building an act anymore. It's just a new joke every day, and that people ask him like, why are your jokes so good? And it's the same thing I told you earlier. It's because he's been telling them for years. He's been honing them and tuning them, working. Anyway, so he's dropping all this great knowledge about acts, and then he accidentally mentioned something about the local comedy drama, and then now everybody's losing their fucking mind. Because, you know, if you say it on a podcast, you have to answer forever about it. But I want to be on this podcast, Jason. It just hasn't worked out. And then Thursday night at 10:39 p.m., I got a Facebook message from Messenger, from Michael, the host of the first 5. And it's in a group with Drew. And he says, hey, guys, I'm with Morgan Wright. He says he'd like to...
Well, that's where you fucked up right there. That's immediately...
That's why I paused. I wanted you to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like starting a story off with, so I just started shooting, right? So Hey guys, I'm with Morgan Wright. He says he'd like to come record an episode on a weekend. He says if we want to record 2 back-to-back episodes, Josh could meet up with Morgan in Denham and Morgan would drive. I'm game. Let's set up a Saturday in October.
And this is the first you've heard of it?
First I've heard of it. And Chase, my immediate response was at 10:39 p.m. Not even a minute passed from when he sent that message. I replied, just to be clear, Morgan Wright never speaks for me. And then Morgan wasn't even in the messenger group. So then Michael's like, oh, do you have beef with Morgan? And the last thing I want to do is tell some local scumbag podcast host about comedy beef I might or might not have so that he can get clicks and views. I hope you're watching this, Michael. I ain't telling you shit about why I hate Morgan. There's tons of reasons. You'll never know none of them. None of them. Morgan volunteered for me to leave my family to drive to Lafayette.
Stop caring for my baby.
To leave my children fatherless to drive to Lafayette.
How irresponsible it is to go do a podcast when you have children.
Leave my car in Denham Springs? But no. What the fuck are you talking about, Morgan?
Bro, Denham caught a stray the other day. I was listening to like a sports podcast, and there's this dude on there, Van Lathan, and he's from Baton Rouge, and he's probably around your age, whatever, and he always talks about Baton Rouge, which I love it because it's like on the Ringers podcast network and stuff.
Oh,
and he mentions that he mentions he's from Baton Rouge every episode. I fucking love it, right? And they got off on the topic of comedy, and they started talking about like dudes who like date up. And Van is a black dude, and he was saying, like, black people don't date up. He was like, you've never seen, like, a busted up, like, black dude with, like, a really hot black girl. He was like, but you'll see it the other way. You'll see, like, a fine, like, white woman, and then he'll just be dating some dude from Denham Springs. Like, that's what he said on the Ringer podcast that goes out to, like, millions of people.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I took my headphones out. I was like, whoa.
Ow.
Like, dang. I mean, you're right, but dang.
My opener that shits on Denham has never, ever once missed. You don't even need to know where Denham is. Never misses. It's ingrained in everybody's DNA that Denham is lesser. I did a show with Morgan recently. I'm working on getting my album ready.
Yeah, you are, dude.
There's not really a lot of hour shows here. So what I've done is I have a 30-minute set that I run regularly, like, because that's where I usually do 15 to 30-minute sets around here. So I have a 30 minutes that is tight that I've been working on for a long time, and then I have like a secondary 30 minutes that are ones that I'm not as confident in that I can weave in. And so I've been working on that second 30 minutes to try to. So I've been doing more shows, and I've been doing shows that I wouldn't have normally done recently. Since COVID, I've been kind of picky about shows. I don't want to go to shows where they're not going to turn the TVs off.
Right.
I don't want to be in shows where you don't have to pay to get into and I'll tell you why. But Brandon Haynes is a good buddy of mine that does shows around here. He's everybody's favorite uncle is what he calls himself. He started comedy at like 53. And every show I do with him, I almost get a picture of him asleep at a table during the show, and I haven't been able to.
He just can't stay up that late.
It's almost every time, and he catches me getting him almost every time. I'm like, I'm gonna get you slipping one day, Brandon. I'm gonna get you. But he runs a show in Harahan, and he asked me to do it, and it's a bar show, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So I went down to Headlines so I could run my time, right? And if you ever get that feeling when you pull up to a show and you go, uh-oh. Yeah. Like, you don't even have to get out of the car. You just see it and you go, uh-oh. I saw this place, and it's a nice little bar, but, like, even if you squeezed everybody you possibly could into it, you're going to fit 20 people. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of small place. And they don't charge a cover, and everybody's already there drinking.
What day of the week?
Tuesday.
Yep, that's trouble.
Yeah, Tuesday or Thursday.
Free show on a Tuesday at some bar. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so they start going, and in the middle of the show, a guy named Pierre shows up, and he is absolutely shit-faced. And he walks in and instantly makes himself the show. He is what you came to see, obviously. He's answered all the comedians' questions. But instead of the comedian shutting it down, he went with it. And the feature guy was like, oh no, you part of the show now. You are the show now. Let's keep, and you cannot fucking do that. Yeah. Because they believe it and then they are the show. And this dude did not shut the fuck up. And I'm in the back thinking, oh great, I get to go up here and do 35 minutes in front of with this. And he just keeps interacting, and then the guy is getting more laughs at what he's saying than the comedian's getting with jokes. And it's just becoming a big, and nobody in the whole place is, hey, shut the fuck up.
And you can't transition from that back to jokes.
Nope. You
cannot.
That's
the thing.
You cannot.
They're not going to start paying attention now suddenly after all of that.
No, he got away with it. Why can't I? That's what's going to happen. And they asked this guy to leave. And thank the sweet Lord, he walks outside and passes out in his truck, which is great for all of us. But then Morgan went up before me, bombed like he always does. Just
every time.
The worst thing. Morgan just eats all the shit.
He speaks for people that he shouldn't, and he just bombs. He just bombs.
And when it comes to speaking for himself, he doesn't do a good job of it.
He doesn't at all. He used to walk all over it.
So Morgan goes up, and Morgan at least does what's structured as jokes. Perfect. And the crowd.
That's all you can ask in that situation.
And the crowd they have not reverted back to, we're here for a show. They are talking about how funny it was a minute ago when this fuck was ruining the show. Morgan gets through it, and I get up, and I'm not in a good mood. I know it's not going to go well. You can't try out new jokes in front of 12 people. This is garbage. And as I get on stage, I see a lady come stumbling in the door, literally stumbles in the door, and grabs the first table by the door to brace herself so she doesn't fall over. And then she orders 2 more beers, turns around and sits down 3 feet from me. Now this isn't going to be good. And then she says,
"You're on stage at this point."
I am on stage, getting ready to start.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do my act. It's newer stuff, but I'm gonna do my act. So I start going into it, and then she says something under her breath. And Chase, I still don't know why. She said something like a tag to a joke or something, and I don't know why I said what. Or what did you say? I don't know why. I don't know if I thought for a split second I could say something funny and have a warm interaction. Everything could be fixed. But she started to answer me, and I immediately said, "Oh no. And she said, "Well, you were starting a conversation." And I said, and I immediately regretted it. I said, "This is about me. This is me time." And then she just wouldn't stop talking. And you're not getting laughs. They're not laughing at jokes. Mm-hmm. So I did a joke that I know was fucking solid, and I made a joke about, I guess I won't keep this one since Harahan didn't like it, which is not a great thing, not a great move. I'm frustrated. And then she goes, "Ew, I wouldn't keep that one."
Fuck out of here. Fuck.
And I was like,
arrest this woman. Get her out of here. Call
and
the police.
I said, "Thank you.
Police
I will
help.
definitely take your advice." And then she said something, I don't remember what else she said, but here's the problem, Chase. I turn around and I am about to lay into her. But my whole thing right now is I'm doing mostly clean. I'm a dad. I love my kids comedy. I can't be like, "Hey, you fat cunt, you can't fucking," I can't say anything like that. And then go back to being like, and I respect my daughter's freedom of you can't do that.
Right, yeah.
So I didn't know what to do. And it threw me off so bad that I just stared at her for a long time, and I went back to the jokes. And she said something else. And I said, how much attention do you need? And she said, how much do you need? And I was like, well, they're paying me to be here. So, and then she, before I could say, and you just stumbled in, she said, y'all want your money back? And the whole crowd booed her when she said that, which was
perfect.
nice.
Good.
But I'm done. Like, there's not going to be jokes out. You can't.
Yeah, nothing. that was close. That was a close one. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah, she could have really fucked me on that one.
Yeah.
But luckily, she was annoying everybody. But then, dude, I powered through it. She doesn't shut the fuck up. And I mean, when I tell you I powered through a set, like I just said the words. And I recorded it, which, why the fuck was I recording that set?
Why? Burn it.
Why?
Burn it right now.
And after the show, she comes walking over to me with her hand out to shake my hand. And she's like, hey, I was just trying to help. I was just helping. Ha, 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 ha. Like it was a funny... Yeah. And I got to look her right in her face when she stuck her hand out. And I said, go fuck yourself. And she said, I was trying to help. I just, you're not going to shake my hand. And I said it again, it's slow. I made everybody around me uncomfortable. People were backing away.
Everybody bring it in.
I said, go fuck yourself. And she got pretty upset. And she stood there for a while thinking I was going to be like, I'm just kidding. And I just stared at her until she walked away. People, like, the comics were standing by me, turned around and went and sat back down to not be involved in the awkwardness.
Right. Yeah, too awkward for comedians.
But it hurt my heart. I've been going high. I've been on a fucking high late. I've been doing shows that people have to pay to get into. Are you watching the LSU game? Is that what you're looking at?
We won. I did glance up. But yeah, now we did win. Now Washington is on, which I have some.
Because I've been telling you this story, and I'm like, all right, you're looking at the computer. Is that the camera or is that the TV?
I know. I got the camera in a different. I got the camera in a different angle than I normally would. But it also helps because when I look at the camera, I do see the TV a little bit. So there's.
So
Bro,
that was a horrible.
All right, so I have a matching story,
and it's been years. Like
same.
I've been lucky, dude. If people pay to get into a show, they don't act like that generally.
It's so that's the argument for why even if you make the tickets like $5 or whatever, like because at least they're invested in what they put something in on what's happening. You had to tell them at the door what was happening. They had to agree, give you money, and sit down for the thing. Like like there's no surprise. There's no lady falling into the venue and ruining the show, right? So, but you got sometimes those like they humble you. They say like you learn more from.
Man, look, I've been very confident in my comedy, in my presence, in my riffing, everything, and then I realized when she did that, I don't know. I'm not good with hecklers because trying to work more clean, it's hard. Like I said, you can't just start calling them dick sucking, whatever you want to say. I can't.
Right.
I can't do any of that. And so I was like, God, I need to get better with hecklers. I need to practice.
Yeah, which is such a horrible, but you don't. No, you don't. Like, yeah. No. There's no, all right, so.
Why don't y'all practice shutting the fuck up and letting me tell jokes?
Yeah. How about we practice some goddamn manners in here? How about that, huh? How about everybody show some respect for each other? How about we do that? We can go a little bit farther, a little love and respect in this motherfucker. You fucks.
In this motherfucker.
You fucking bitches. So, I had a show Wednesday. My buddy Mike Hansen books his room, and it's the same situation. It's been a long time since I've done a free show, whole thing. I'm headlining, so I got to do 45. And yeah, dude, yeah. And so, we just hit the 10-minute mark.
God damn.
So we can only be friends for 10 more minutes, guys. Fucking buckle up. So it's at this place called Top Gun. It's like there's like a small little airport, it's in Puyallup, Washington, and it's not a real place. And
it's goddamn ridiculous. You're like
it's called Top Gun.
Like a fucking cartoon up there.
It's called Top Gun because it's like an airport bar or whatever. So I guess.
No, I got it.
Yeah, because it's Top Gun, right? And there's an airport next door.
Planes, yeah.
It's Top Gun, right? So I'm at the bar that's already hilarious by name. All right,
I was about to say, doesn't that make it worse?
It doesn't need comedy.
It makes it worse. It's
already hilarious. So
Uncle Matt's Chuckle Hut or whatever, it just makes it worse.
So it's a free show. It's a Wednesday night.
Yep.
Yeah, and I get there, and it's been a while since I had one of these. And I get there, and
oh wait, so people usually pay to watch you do comedy? Is what you're saying, because you're good.
Typically,
right.
Typically,
that was another flex for you fucking nerds you didn't even catch.
Yeah, no. Typically, it is. I could not tell you the last time I did like a showcase show or like a structured show that was free. Like I'll maybe do like I'm really honestly no, because I don't really go to mics anymore either. But like an open mic would be the only time that I do something free, you know. But I'm still getting paid, so you know, he's paying me like a normal paid book show. So I'm like, all right, cool. Jeez. So I go, and I knew it was trouble. Like same thing, knew it was trouble. Like the setup was wrong. I get there, there's a bar, and there's like 3 tables like in front of it, which is nice. And then there's a pool table right behind those tables. And then there's like, and then the room's long, you know, and then it's just like a bunch of people in the back, and they're probably there more for the restaurant bar situation than what this. But there's no
stay the whole time.
Yeah, but there's no divider in between this to be like, oh well, these, you know. So it's just an open room, loud as fuck, right? And so there's 2 birthday parties going on in there. Like birthday parties are happening in there, right? And dude, like. One birthday party watches the host, and then they get up and leave because their birthday's ruined now, I'm sure.
Right.
And so because
like,
what
whole year is off to a terrible start.
What the fuck? This comedy show just popped up in the middle of my birthday party? What the hell? And so they leave, but then there's another birthday party, and they're like sitting basically like prime real estate for anybody that would like to enjoy the show. This would be a great spot for them to sit. But instead, 12 of the drunkest people you ever saw, and like the people that are going on before me. There's also this weird thing, like the way it's set up. Like I'm on the side of the stage, but I can't see the long part of the room. So I can't actually see the audience before I get on stage. So I could just kind of, I can hear how loud it is. Like I can hear the comic before me getting fed to the wolves. Like I can hear, it's like so much more terrifying, like hearing the lions roar and stuff, and you can't picture it. And like, and the comics before me are saying stuff like, "Is that lady on the pool table? Is that lady just laying on the pool table?" And they're trying, and the comics, you know, they're asking me, they're like, how do you get everybody back on a show like this? And I'm like, oh, there's no coming back. There's a 0% chance that you're gonna get them. I was like, it really just depends,
and you move on.
Yeah, it really just depends on what do you want from the night. If you're a type of comic that likes the chaos and wants to just see the drunk people kind of be crazy, hey man, go up there and ask a bunch of questions and watch what happens. And I was warning one of the guys. I was like, I hadn't seen his act. I was like, I don't know if you do that like setup where you poll everybody, where you go, who in here likes Thanksgiving, and then you do your joke about Thanksgiving. Like I don't know if you're that guy, but if you are that guy, you might want to think about it, because people will start telling you what they like about Thanksgiving, and they will all like kind of your situation. Like they will start just full on conversation with you, and it's gonna be hard to get it back. So like, if you like that type of interaction and that's how you want this to go, then go for it. You know,
or if you're a real comedian that.
Right. Well, no, I, because there's no right answer. And so I told him, I was like, what I'm going to do is like the same things that you said, is I'm going to try to bore them out. Like, I'm going to just go up. Like, I'm not about to interact with any of this craziness that's going on. I'm not about to try to comment on the same shit I just saw 4 comics before me comment on. I'm going to go up there, and I'm going to just start doing my act as if everybody's listening, and I'm just going to plow ahead. And then people are going to start to get bored and leave. And then when those people leave, I will have some people. I would at least have, like, something to go with. And, bro, it was so bad. I was just like, it was like looking out, and all the people that were behind the pool table, not one person was looking at me. They're all having a lovely dinner and having drinks getting together with friends that they've had relationships for years. I'm watching friendships blossoms and relationships happen, but not one person's looking at me. And the birthday party that didn't leave, there's like somebody's crying. There's like consoling going on. Somebody's like holding somebody and they're like crying. I don't acknowledge a fucking second of it, Josh. Nah. I don't. You guys can fucking cry all you want. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you these jokes, baby. I gotta stand up here for 45 minutes to get my couple $100. That's what I'm gonna do, right? And so people are crying not during my set, but during the set before me.
Are you the headliner?
Yeah. I gotta do 45, bro. And like, and so so it's just I'm just gonna fucking weigh them out. But during the set before me, there's already 2 birthday parties in there. A whole bachelorette party walks. It's Wednesday in Puyallup at this weird bar. Walks in, she's getting married. Like, that's how they entered the door. This girl's getting married. And then everybody looks at it because it's, there's some semblance of a comedy show going on.
Right.
And they like walk to the back. Of course, they're loud as fuck. And dude, yeah. And so like that happens. They leave in the middle of my set. I waited them out. And
that's
so
probably the worst thing that ever happened in comedy.
Basically, all I had was like this one table of 3 people. And there's like, bro, there's 40-something people in there. 3 people are actually like listening and laughing. And I'm just doing my jokes to them. I'm not even looking at anybody else. I'm just telling jokes to these people. It hits like 35 minutes or so, and I got to do 45. And I look over. Well, actually, so it happens a little, like around like 25 minutes. I see the guy that booked it, and he's kind of standing by the stage, and I look over at him, and I kind of smile. And I'm like, and he like gives me the like, you can whenever, like whenever you're ready, you can get off stage. But part of me, I don't know why this happens when shows are going bad, where I'm like, I'm gonna keep fucking going. Not because I'm like I'm gonna get them back, but more so just because like, if I'm having a bad time, we're all gonna have a bad time. I'm gonna fucking wait this out. And so part of me is like, I'm gonna do 45 minutes. I'm gonna do 45 minutes where only these 3 people are fucking listening, and I keep going. But that's a lot to ask of 3 people,
right?
To be the audience of everything. And they were like laughing a lot at first, and I had them for like 25 minutes. But then, I tell these long ass stories and stuff, and like all kind of. And so I'm just asking a lot of them to do it. So I realized like, oh, I'm wearing out the people that are actually enjoying it, and I've hit like 30 minutes. I look over at him, and he's kind of looking at me like, whenever, man, whenever you want. and so I do like 5 more minutes because I'm still like, I'm getting off on my time, and then I just get off and walk away, and I wash my hands, and I take my clothes off, and just leave them there. I don't want any part of this bar attached to me, forever. And I just fucking bounce. Yeah, but no, I had one of those too, like this past week. It was crazy.
That's the worst. Right after that, though, I was able to rebound. I'm going to try to tell this quick.
Minute
I was
and 20
able to
seconds.
rebound because I did a Don't Tell show in Biloxi.
Mm-hmm.
And it was packed. It was sold out. It's a guy named Krangus that I've joked about before. Is Krangus Gillespie, a Mississippi comic. I love hanging out with him. He's a Marine. Cool guy. Ran it. The venue demanded a wireless mic. Can you guess what happened?
Oh, the batteries.
I did half my set.
Yep, they never have backup batteries. Yeah.
Did half my set without a microphone, like I'm preaching a gospel, but it worked. I walked around
Sometimes
the room
that does
and
work.
was interacting with them, and then they got the mic towards the end of my set, and it ended up going great. But that's the first one I've done of those, and it was in a wedding venue, and it was really, really fucking cool because those nerds are online
Don't
looking
Tell
for comedy
show
all
done?
the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
first
no,
Don't
those
Tell
are cool.
show.
They got them all over the place. They got them out here too. They're cool. That's where I like
got
did
a lot
the
of
Treehouse
followers.
show.
I got a lot of new social media followers from it, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, we got like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Bucketsduckets.com. Tell a friend.
Tell everybody. Tell an enemy. Tell somebody you hate.
Chase Myers. That's Josh Watts. Bye.
Get fucked.